Miss Tilly, I'm afraid I only have a few minutes.
Let's get right to it. Yesterday, your network, Yaravision, was hijacked by rebels.
Oh, don't shoot!
They called for the liberation of so-called outcasts from Viviro labor camps. Is Viviro produced with slave labor?
Viviro saves millions of lives. Do you think that those lives care where it comes from?
You were imprisoned at the age of 13, the same age as Diego. You spend a lot of time with your father.
He is a great teacher.
A lion finds calm before the kill.
Fire me!
I understand you were forced to endure 15 years of hard labor, pruning tobacco. I hear you still have the blade.
When Yara becomes paradise, my methods, no one will care.
You are the only survivor? I watched Castillo order a whole boat of our people shot to death. Get as far away as you can from that psychopath. All of you. A revolution is not won by the fearless.
It's won by the feared.
Welcome to Libertad, Danny.
I have a vision.
To rebuild paradise. A cure.
Viviro, the most effective treatment for cancer the world has ever seen. Grown within our precious tobacco. But our paradise comes at a cost. This our enemies will never understand.
Out. Now.
Your safety zone. You want me to kill Anton Castillo? Kill a dictator who has raped our land and turned our people into slaves? Thinking about it. What about you?
You're gonna be a guerrilla legend!
I'm not fearless. But I promise you one thing. I will be fearless.
There are lions. There are lambs. Rule or be ruled. You are a lion. And we eat the lambs.
What is going on? Who's watching?
My, what a happy family. RJ, tell your mother and sister to...
You are alive. That is all that matters.
What the fuck?
Peekaboo, motherfucker.
Where the fuck am I?
I too am a king who isn't afraid to slaughter to get what he wants. In my way!
Is this a test? A dream? An opportunity? Then I will not waste it. You are beyond salvation! Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Folks, welcome to Yada. I am your host, Chris Waters, joined by my host, Yusuf Magid, here on this special episode of Ubisoft News Plays. And Yusuf, we have a special guest here, don't we?
Oh, we do, Chris. We are joined by narrative designer on Far Cry 6, Naveed Khavari. Naveed, how are you today?
I am good. How are you guys doing?
Naveed, we're stoked. We are so stoked. We are checking out Far Cry 6. This is footage running on the Xbox Series X. Now, a few housekeeping notes as we approach the Valle Prehistorico here. This footage is pre-recorded. We've edited together some chunks to give you a great array of gameplay across the region of El Este here in Yara. We're going to see a lot of different action, a lot of different mechanics. We'll be talking with Naveed about what we're seeing and also taking your questions in chat. We are streaming live to Twitch, on Ubisoft's channel, on Xbox's channel, and on others. We're glad to have you all there, and on YouTube as well. If you want to ask questions or just holler at us about what you're seeing, join us in the chat on the Ubisoft channel or the Xbox channel. And now, Naveed, it's time for a little nature walk here down the old Sendero Natural.
Oh, yeah.
We are approaching an FND base.
That's right. These are Anton's military bases that are throughout Yara. But before we get into that, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Did you notice the Easter egg that you literally just drove by? That's the question.
There was a big old saber-toothed tiger. Is that what we're talking
Close.
about? Is it Far Cry
Close.
Primal
There's
reference?
there's a pretty big Primal reference from our friend Irk. You'll find.
Wait,
Yeah.
was it visible in the footage?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Because I'm about to rewind.
And
this
as a
one back.
writer, as one of the writers of Irk, I feel like I had to say something. So now it's out there. I don't know if I ruined it for people now, but
I know people in chat spotted it. I know people are gonna run this back.
Did they?
Well, folks, if you want to
right
find,
at you, Chris.
if you want to find this place, it's going to be in the far southeast area of El Este. Now, this is a big region here in Yara. Navid, there's different regions tend to have kind of different personalities, different kind of predominating traits. Talk to us a little bit about where we're at in El Este.
Well, in El Este, you really have the kind of mountainous jungle region. So it's a lot of elevation, a lot of the grappling hooks, and sniping from mountain heights. And also, it is where, in sort of the ecosystem of Anton's Yara, this is where they produce what we call the poison, which is the chemical they spray on the tobacco leaves that produces the cancer treatment Viviro. So there's tons of gameplay opportunities as well as narrative opportunities here with that poison that hopefully we see you engage in, but yeah,
we shall
it's highly
see.
combustible. It's highly combustible.
Highly combustible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sort of one of the most crucial areas in the game, and it's also where they ship the Vivira out. So it's one of the major ports is there, and it's all run by Admiral Benitez and Mr. McKay, who I don't think you're gonna see just yet, but they have a very dynamic relationship. It's a lot of. They would not be good on Teams calls and
oh my goodness! Oh,
a lot of cutting each other off.
Cutting each other off. I like it. Now I'm going to like contextualize this a little bit. Like, these are coworkers, right? If you're the leader of, you're the admiral of the Navy,
They're
you're
supposed
in Castillo's
to be.
cabinet.
Yeah. Yeah, McKay's like an import-exporter. If you've ever met someone who says they're an import-exporter, immediately they are doing something illegal. So he's that.
Hey, I will
person.
have you know, my great uncle is an importer-exporter. And does he always wear sunglasses even indoors? Maybe. But we don't ask questions. We don't ask questions.
Yusuf is learning things about his family. We're learning things about Far Cry 6. It's just a learning experience all around this morning. Now, I'm interrupting a lesson here. People are trying to learn how to fly a helicopter, and I'm really trying to do it a little stealthy here. Obviously, I didn't quite nail that last machete thing, but like doing a quick study. Got to get the helicopter here. Speaking of Easter eggs, there's a little get to the chopper Easter egg in that scenario. If you folks take a closer look at that whiteboard. Clip it out. Clip out these Easter eggs. I want to see some clips from this stream a little bit later on.
There's a lot of Easter eggs in this game. I can promise you that.
Well, you got so much space to work with, and it's just like
take the alarm out. I don't know if you did.
Yeah, the alarms I think are taken out, and so I'm gonna obviously like deftly make my through the scenario by sliding off a cliff and landing on my butt.
So for folks wondering in chat, we're watching Chris's gameplay right now. This is not live. This is pre-recorded gameplay footage. But we are playing on Xbox Series X, or Chris was rather. And this is the only Xbox Series X footage you're gonna find today of Far Cry 6.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
exclusive.
We wanted to give you all something special today, so we're glad you've tuned in. Now, this is the point where I realize the design of the Valle Prehistorico is such that these cavemen are freaking me out. I'm like, oh my god, there's like 15 guys up there. Oh no, it's just this one around here. But like, it was one of those moments of like, surprise. Like, oh god, I'm in a situation. I hear a helicopter's up. It does.
It fakes you out. I mean, I gotta give a shout out to, you know, Ubisoft Toronto was lead, but we worked really closely with Ubisoft Montreal, and they handled a lot of, or the majority of LSD region, and you could sort of feel the nods and the references to the older Far Cry's, and they did a fantastic job. Now, what are you gonna do this chopper? What are you gonna
what
do?
we're seeing here, this is our first glimpse in this stream of a resolver weapon. The resolver weapons, of course, are the, like, you know, improvised, really heavy-hitting weapons that the rebels put together. That one in particular is like a sniper meets a sticky explosive launcher, and I mean, it's
well, that's
just
the
so
beauty
good.
with the team that put those together. Did such a great job of allowing you to see the individual pieces that are scrounged together from everyday life, thrown together to make a weapon. You know, my favorite is the, and it's a few people's favorite, I think, is the El Pequeño, which is essentially a motorcycle engine strapped to a turbo that turns into a Gatling gun.
Oh
Look
my
at this.
God. That thing revs up, and it's like, it gets pretty hard to control, but man, does it mow them down. It is so good.
Yeah.
We will see a couple more resolver weapons throughout the course of this stream, folks, so stay tuned. We're wrapping up the FND base here. But I also noticed, you know, Far Cry is a series that...
Oh man.
So,
is that
okay.
the Medico backpack?
Yeah, so this is the Supremo backpack. This is the, I forget what it's called, but basically it sends... you can see the health bar is now yellow. I've got a whole extra pool of health. And it allows me to do machete takedowns on anybody. This one is particularly nasty because you go for the knees first. Like,
that's just so unnecessary. It's like, let me put you in excruciating pain before I end your life.
There's a special irony that you just used the Medico backpack and then brutally attacked several soldiers right after.
You know, this, you don't win a revolution by breaking a few eggs, I believe is how the saying goes.
Yeah, it's fair. Right. It's fair.
So now we're going to jump a little bit to another section of gameplay, and this is where we're going to meet one of the revolutionary groups you get entangled with here in Far Cry 6, La Morale. Naveed, can you give us the breakdown on who La Morale is?
Yeah, one of the interesting things we tried to do in LSD is have this sort of clash of two different groups, two different revolutionary groups. So one is the Legends of 67, these are sort of the old revolutionaries in the mountains, and then you have La Morale, which is a group of university students that have banded together to fight back, and they are very, very militant, and have some of my favorite characters in the game. And it's one of the things too that, like, you look at these revolutions often as one big group, but in Far Cry 6 we wanted to show that it's actually a lot of different groups fighting for control. So
yeah, and this guy Calixto is about to give us a little bit of an anecdote about La Morale's operating methods. So the story he's in the middle of here is that the Admiral executed half this town for protesting.
Yeah.
Track them down.
Yeah, and the thing with La Morale is that, you know, they're led by Yelena, who is, you know, they're all university students, and her second in command, Alderon, who hopefully we get to meet soon as well. But their methods are, let's just say, much more brutal than the Legends, and even Libertad. They don't care about Clara Garcia or Libertad or even you know. They have their own agenda.
They absolutely do, yeah. Honron especially is an absolute firecracker.
Yeah,
I got to meet her a little bit when I was playing earlier, but I wanted to show off this mission because this is like, you are basically trying to make good with La Morale after a little supply disagreement, and you're going in to rescue some captives, and of course the rescue is happening out on this boat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now y'all know how we're getting down to this boat.
Yeah. Can you guess how you're gonna get to the boat? That's the question.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
If I've learned anything about Chris Waters from streaming with him for 2 years now, it's that this man loves a wingsuit.
Oh,
Give me the
I'm with you,
wingsuit.
Chris.
Give
There's
me
two
the
things
wingsuit.
in Far Cry 6 that I need immediately: is the wingsuit and a horse.
And look at
That's
this landing! Look at this landing!
That's it.
This is like my proudest moment in this whole gameplay clip
That
right
is
there.
well done.
That was very well done.
Well done.
Also, we got some folks in the
Ooh.
chat pointing out that there was a Canadian flag flying over this vessel, Naveed.
I thought I saw that.
I wonder why. Mr. McKay is in fact Canadian. Yeah, he's a Canadian import-exporter, and he may or may not talk about certain Timbits.
Oh
deep
man,
cut.
we
The
get a
deep cut.
10 bits reference.
Yeah.
So this is another look at that Supremo backpack. Now these are these things you wear on your back that you charge up and can unleash devastating kind of ability or something to really help support. And this one is the speedy, extra health, machete takedowns, which you just saw on display.
Also, you swapped it, but the El Susuro, the nail gun, which is just perfect for stealth. You know, there's a period, I think, in the project where everyone is just using El Susuro. There's like a 2-week period where it's like, what are you using El Susuro? And I was thinking about it before. It's like, during the development of these things, you because different weapons are coming online at different points, you kind of find your weapon and then you stick with it. It becomes sort of like Old Faithful.
Oh yeah, and
you got some people trapped down there.
Yeah, this is the most unnecessary rappel down there, but I didn't really know what I was getting into. You gotta be safe here.
Safety
Chris,
first.
some people play Far Cry incredibly stealthy. You know, no one sees them coming. No one, they don't make a sound. You just get rid of all the enemies on the entire boat without making a peep. Not you, not Chris Waters. And you know what? I appreciate that about you.
You know, there's a lot of ways to play. That's what we appreciate here.
My number one method is to attempt stealth for a solid 15 minutes, get bored, and then go fully loud with my Fuego backpack and just torch everything in sight.
The Fuego backpack. We're gonna actually see that in a little bit. A lot of flames. A lot of flames, folks.
A lot of flames. Not the safest backpack. Safety is a big theme of this live stream, I think. It's not exactly safe.
Oh, yes. Whenever you're overthrowing a dictatorship, you always got to be safe. That's the rule number one.
Chris, do you feel like we're judging your gameplay right now, your play style, or you feel
That's live streaming, baby. I mean, even though this is
Ooh, that was nice.
That was perfect. Look at this.
See, the kid's got some chops. But no, folks, if you watch Ubisoft News Plays, you know that we're all about having fun with the game. Like, sometimes we got the plays, other times, hey, it's a little rough and ready, but we stay positive, we have a good old time, and...
That's the Persian side of me. I gotta make sure you're both okay, like everything's fine. Did you need a snack?
I like the lightning in this storm was, like, very timed at there were certain moments where it was just, like, incredibly atmospheric, just the timing in the background. It was very fun.
LSD has some of my favorite sort of set piece missions where you just feel like it's epic and you're going hard, and yeah, this is one of many. And this is one of the ships as well. The sort of Navy theme is throughout. They're preventing anyone from escaping Yara, while at the same time funneling in all the Viviro in and out as you shoot down a plane and engulf yourself in flames.
Look. Yes, that's exactly what you can look forward to, folks. When Far Cry 6 comes out on October 7th. We had some folks asking about chorizo in chat. Don't you worry, we get a lot of amigos coming up. We've got chorizo, we've got guapo, we've got chicharron. Stay tuned. They're coming your way.
You're waiting an extremely long time to not use chorizo, Chris. I mean, come on.
Well, here's the thing. I have not recruited chorizo at this point in the game, so we're gonna go and we're gonna recruit chorizo. We're gonna meet this absolute tyrant of a rooster pretty soon.
Chorizo, I don't think I was prepared for how much of a chip on its shoulder chorizo has. Like,
oh, you mean chicharron?
Yeah, the
chicharron. Sorry, chicharron. Yeah. Excuse me.
Chorizo has no chip. Chorizo you just want to hug and raise for yourself.
Chorizo's all vibes. Chicharron though is just angry. Just pissed off and just ready to cause havoc.
Oh yeah.
Chicharron is everyone at 18, I think. That's how I see Chicharron. At 18,
violence.
you just hit a point. Yeah, pure rage. Yeah.
Folks, as we're dealing with a ton of bombardment and chaos here aboard this boat, feel free to throw a question or two into the Ubisoft chat or into the Xbox chat. We're taking a look over there. I've been seeing y'all chatting there.
Jump in.
And so, so let me know if you want to know something. How old is this pre-recorded footage, Samcraft? I recorded this footage last week at the end of the week. Due to some technical limitations, we had to do it this way, just based on the fact of like keeping everything secure in a pre-release environment. But also, this allows us to like give you the highlights here and there and show a diversity of areas, of weapons, and everything like that. So that's why we wanted to tune it this way for this stream for you. My ride is here. It's boat time.
We got a James Bond exit here.
Eliahu over in the Xbox chat asking, how is co-op in the game? Is it possible to play through the whole game in co-op just like Far Cry 5?
It is absolutely possible to play the entire game in co-op. Happy to report that. It's an absolute blast playing Far Cry in co-op. And yeah, and you will, you know, there's the host and then the co-op player. The host keeps the sort of campaign progression, but you keep your player progression. It's all your weapons and all of that stuff as well. So it's
and that's
pretty
no joke,
ready to go.
The resources you gather, like we'll see a little bit of weapon customization in just a little bit, folks. But the resources you gather really go a long way towards tuning those weapons, towards making them, you know, a lot more versatile and impactful. Oh god!
You need those resolver materials, and you want to get some resolver weapons going.
Gotta get the pills.
Naveed, I don't. Some people are asking as well about crossplay. Do you know if co-op crossplay is possible?
I believe it is. I'm not going to say 100% because someone might throw something at me, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Let me investigate. We'll follow up. Try and give y'all a definitive answer on that one.
This ally just happened to get injured through no fault of my own. Exactly. You know, it's dark.
It's not your fault
the sun
at
is
all.
setting. But look, I revived him. We get a slow-mo explosion of the boat. It's
in the moonlight as well. Look at this.
Oh yeah. I really like that effect, the slowdown effect, like when the mission is completed. Like it's just like
the walk away from explosion so slowly effect. Yeah, it's very satisfying.
And the moon, stars.
Yeah, see now you're pissing off Benitez at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's some open world mechanics we're gonna see a little later as well that are like you start to cause a lot of trouble. Trouble's gonna find you in addition to you know, you seeking it out.
You gotta be careful, and that's one thing, you know, we talked a lot with our designers and our world director Ben Hall. We always wanted that feeling of the world pushing back, you know. So it's not just like you're going about and the world doesn't exist around you. And yeah, if you start messing with it, Anton will send his special forces. Oh, Chicharron.
Oh, here we go.
Chicharron.
You are a true warrior and an artista.
Oh man.
I've never seen Chicharron
I really like this guy. He's like Chicharron's, I don't know.
Hype man.
Yeah, hype man, yeah, that's a good one.
Even though he's lost an arm to Chicharron.
Literally, Chicharron ripped off his arm.
Yeah. Shout out to Jandy in chat that says, damn, that rooster had drip.
Oh yeah, you can see that. You can see Chicharron for show.
And he just, the way he says Chicharron, there's like the longest period where people were just yelling that on the floor. It's like a battle cry. There it is, see? Perfect.
Oof.
Chicharron will make them regret not going paperless.
Yeah.
Not going paperless.
Not going paperless, right? Right?
Chicharron, first and foremost, is an environmentalist.
Very environmentally conscious in Far Cry 6.
I really like that kind of mission briefing because you get so much character from the mission giver, and it really like helps paint this picture of who this maniacal rooster is.
And what's different this go around is you get a lot the sort of mission briefings we get a lot closer, you know, with the characters. So you get to see all the little details in their face and their clothes and their gear and all that. Oh, what are you gonna pick, Chris?
Ooh. Well, we're still pretty early on here, so I don't have a ton of weapons unlocked. So just mixing it up.
You want to know the hardest thing with game dev is
tell me.
You know, you actually play the game as you should play it, and you can't just use cheats. So like every time I play a game once it's released, like my hand is flying all over the controller and everything's. I'm like, what is going on? Where are all my cheats, man?
Where's my stuff?
Where's my stuff?
We had a question here. Who was just saying this about can you hide the mini map? Yeah, there's a ton of like HUD customization stuff you can do.
Tons.
So you can. Yeah, that's something that I wanted to leave it on just so y'all could see how it goes. But you tune in about a month to our live streams once this game comes out. We'll play around with the HUD. We'll see what we can do.
Sure.
Yeah. You want to take off the mini map, the health bars. You can do all that.
Now getting a look at the
exact opposite.
Oh, you like?
I want it all on. I want everything on.
Getting a look at some of the arsenal here. You've got your Supremo backpack in the main slot, 3 primary weapons and a sidearm, and then 5 gear pieces. And there's a lot of different ways to like customize the whole operation. Plus your look, because with your cosmetic gear, or sorry, with what you're wearing, you can do like a cosmetic customization and swap out the look and keep the stats. Which I know Yusuf, you were stoked about.
And that's a shift. Yes. Is your progression is tied a lot to your gear, which gives you a lot more freedom in terms of your play style. I think folks are going to appreciate.
And one of the things I noticed about the gear was that some of the stuff I was like, I was kind of expecting it to, as it does, sort of amplify certain resistances and powers. But one of the gloves was like, when you catch on fire, the fire will be put out because of these gloves. And there were some shoes that were like, you resist getting knocked over by melee attacks. And I was like, put these on. I need those.
Yeah, and whether it's weapons or gear, if you wear a certain vest that'll repel, the poison that the army throws you. Like, so you're kind of problem solving depending on the situation. Look at this. Chicharron waits for nobody.
Speaking of problem solving.
Just starting things.
That's what we wanted to get across with Chicharron, is you don't know if you're fighting with him or he's fighting with you. You don't know what he's fighting, but there's fighting.
Our mission here is to protect Chicharron. I don't feel like Chicharron needs any protection.
No, not really. I think the rest of the world needs protection from Chicharron.
Yeah. Oh God, what is this weapon, Chris?
Oh, I feel like this is just a tease because we're actually going inside. The fireworks. Wait, am I going to use the fireworks? I was worried about Chicharron.
Maybe.
I don't want to kill Chicharron.
Gotta be
but
careful.
you'll see some fireworks later. Don't worry. That's like Chekhov's fireworks launcher. We'll see some in Act 3. Now, speaking of
Chicharron, the moment. Oh, go ahead.
Ooh, you mentioned the fire earlier, Naveed, being a favorite, and I wanted to shout it out because that's where it is.
I love that you saved it for the document, the library, basically, to unload.
Absolutely.
So Far Cry.
Look, Chicharron hates these documents, and I'm trying to help out my little buddy here.
That's it. Chicharron knows what to do. Man, the moment we saw... I think the turning point with Chicharron was when he got the collar. Once he got the punk rock collar, everything sort of fell into place.
I'm digging those like neon spurs or whatever. I don't know what you call them on a rooster. Yeah. Those like the back like claw.
Yeah, the spurs. They're the spurs. Yeah.
So folks asking in chat, I do have some clarification on co-op. So co-op is possible between generations of the same platform. So like Xbox One to Xbox Series X and S. It is not available across systems. So Xbox and PlayStation crossplay is not there. But cross-save and cross-progression is live for everyone. So if you own the game on multiple platforms, you have one save. Your save carries over from one to the next.
There you go. Two notes as we continue. We will see some more looks of Chicharron because you can customize you can get your amigos in different outfits. We're going to see a little bit of those later. Also, if you want to go back and pause the stream when we were just looking at that document, you can learn a little bit more about Yelena, the leader of La Moral that we were talking about earlier, that who Navid was talking about. That was like a little dossier on her. And you can see exactly what kind of threat the army thinks she is. Now, Chicharron, in addition to having like a endless bloodlust and hatred for Castillo's soldiers, also like he's got an ego, man. He wants people to know that he's been here. So the way this is concluding,
I mean, he's the cock of the walk. He's a rooster. He's showing off.
Absolutely. So you gotta let folks know who was the one who trashed this building. I love Chicharron so much.
It's the music, right? That's what the music makes it. It's perfect.
Look at him. Look how happy he is. Always happy to help you out, Chicharron.
There's nothing like an abruptly ended screaming guitar solo.
Now we have one more Chicharron mission before we can recruit him as an amigo, and we're gonna hop into that now. Before we do that, folks, just a quick note about the footage you're seeing. It's captured from an Xbox Series X, pre-recorded so we could show you a bunch of different segments and edit them together. So we have chunk here, chunk there, chunk there, and of course we're streaming it at 1080p, 60 frames a second, because that's sort of our optimal how we want to stream to you. But of course, settings will exist for higher graphical fidelity and whatnot as your home setup permits.
He will humiliate them. He will destroy the statue with his power.
One of the things I want to point out briefly, Navid, that I'm a big fan of, and we talked a little bit about gear, outfitting your Danny with what you want them, what gear you want them to have and the stats that come along with it. But the thing I'm a really big fan, I'm really glad y'all have this in at launch, is being able to customize the appearance of those gear items. So folks, basically the way it works is if you have a piece of gear, you like the stats of the piece of gear, but maybe you don't like the look of it necessarily, you can swap out the appearance with another gear item of the same category that you already own, which I think
it's a massive roster. It's huge.
Oh, it's a huge roster. There's so many things to choose from as you unlock them. But the thing that I think, the reason I'm so happy about this, Navid, is that Far Cry 6 has third-person cutscenes for the first time. So you're seeing your Danny a lot more than you would normally see a Far Cry protagonist.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was a big let's see if it works moment several years ago that thankfully paid off. But yeah, that was one of the reasons we wanted to do third-person cutscenes. Not only that you're sort of more invested. I love how angry at the mongoose he is, first of all.
He's not having it.
But yeah, it's one of those things where you get to be a bit more invested in Danny's story, but also you get to see, your Danny, doing their thing and interacting with the characters. So it instantly worked when we tried it out. It was fantastic. Just he doesn't hold back, does he?
No. Oh no. Oh god.
It's also like, I'm not just taking out this dude. I'm taking out this whole throne.
That's it. Right? Because he knows what's gonna happen. He knows.
So for folks who missed it, this mission right now, we have to keep Chicharron alive while he wrecks the monument. Now, I've seen people call this a follow and protect mission. If you're watching Chicharron in action, it's like a follow and keep up.
Yeah. Come along for the ride.
It's so vicious.
Chicharron is Batman and you're Robin here.
Definitely a high chaos amigo. We'll see a stealthy amigo situation with Chorizo in just a little bit.
But, yeah. And one of the games we played, the writing team was Eric Marcisak and the writers over in Montreal was to see how many times we could get the word chicharron in the dialogue. So if you play it, it's like chicharron is either in every sentence or every other sentence. It's just one of those nerdy little things.
Oh, it's so fun to say. Now, I want to talk about this resolver weapon. It's called El Muro, which means the wall, if I'm not mistaken. Because you got this huge shield, and then basically a revolver shotgun. And then we got the missile airstrike.
A sawed-off shotgun at that. Yeah.
There we go. So when things get hot, having El Muro around is really helpful because you got that big shield. You can also melee with that shield. So good. It's so good. I like that little table there is all set up for like a nice, like it's where the champagne glasses is for the soldiers to like inaugurate this situation. And of course, what Far Cry is complete without a little grenade
Well, you
launcher
talked
action.
about the resolver weapons and even with the way you customize your weapon, different optic sights and that kind of thing. There's the philosophy in Far Cry 6 from Juan Cortez, our guerrilla spy master, of just the right tool for the right job. So if there's a job you want to get done, you'll find the right tool, right? So whether that's a resolver weapon, whether that's a Supremo, you can adapt to any situation. Super fun.
Absolutely. And here's that El Muro again. Watch how hard this thing hits is just so satisfying.
I love the idea of it having a shield too.
Yeah.
You like it even more when you're like literally catching on fire,
right?
Trying not to go down.
Wait, speaking of that, I'm so happy you caught on fire there, Chris. Because I think any Far Cry veteran has caught themselves on fire, you know, 1 or 2 or 8
Part of
dozen
the
times.
DNA.
Yeah. There's a mission fairly early on in the game where you're given the flamethrower for the first time, but you're also given
Fire and Fury. Fire and Fury.
A pair of gloves though that it's a gear item, and their unique ability is that if you are caught on fire, you are automatically put out because of these gloves.
Oh yeah.
And it was a complete game changer.
Yeah. There's so many things like that, and that's sort of what I'm getting at, the right tool for the right job. Like you know, whether it's armor-piercing rounds, vests that repel poison and fire, that kind of thing, or gloves, shoes that'll help you go a little faster, that type of thing. It's one of those things that you really can. You have so much freedom to do what you want. I'm just in awe. You really like this.
It's so good. But look at this. Oh, yeah. So it's hit so hard, but this is one of the enemies that really surprised me because it's they've obviously got the elite look. They've got the helmet, but that dude is also throwing down deployable shields, and taking cover behind them. They're tenacious, but we have solutions for that, as you can see.
Oh, the Exterminador. I swear to God, once the Exterminador came online, that is all I used for a solid 3 months.
Chat is loving the
so satisfying. So satisfying.
It is so good. And then
here we go.
There he is.
Just wait.
Chicharron wants.
Oh, it's coming.
He sure does.
Where is he? There he is.
This is Chicharron being like, "You're cool. We're good."
Now we're friends.
Now you've created a monument to Chicharron.
Now we can all go home happy.
Now, I did not see this question in chat, but I know it's in the back of your mind, folks. Can you pet the Chicharron? We have answers for you here exclusively on Ubisoft. Well, no, not exclusively. Just it's going to happen right now. You're going to see what happens when you try to go in for the scritches.
Back up. Back up.
It's not having it.
Mind your business, Chris.
You could not pet the rooster.
Fresh Prince fans out there.
You cannot. I want to address a question in chat. Folks are asking about some PC specs and console specs. More information is going to be posting on that pretty soon. If you're curious how it's going to run on your PC, what kind of settings you can get into, we're going to have more information on that. Keep an eye on news.ubisoft.com in the lead up to the release, which is just over a month away. Far Cry 6 launching on October 7th. And you know, the soldiers here trying to make a nice monument, so they're setting themselves. Not happening.
It's funny with the pet animations are the ones that so much love goes into and so much personality, and that goes all the way back. The team at Toronto, a lot of us worked on Primal, and that's kind of where a lot of that kicked off. And like people make their, I can't wait for people to make their the sort of, you know, YouTube comp reels of all the pet animations and things like that. You gonna pet the horse? Yeah, you are.
You can pet the horse.
Yeah, you are, Chris.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you are.
Listen, I want to give people what they want, Naveed. You know,
Absolutely.
you know it. You know they want it. We know they want it. So we've got Chicharon pets. We've got horse pets. I think we've got 2 or 3 more coming in the stream. Assorted pets. So.
And I'll tell you, like, there are so many amazing ways to get around Yara. Flying cars and all this shit. The horse is my #1 go-to. Like, it just works so well, and I don't get nauseous on it, which is amazing. If you've ever been horse riding, like, this is not actual horse riding. It's like what you think horse riding is going to be like. It's perfect.
It's what it should be.
Horse riding is a lot more discomfort as you. I don't know, man. The first time I trotted on a horse, it's basically.
You have to time it, right?
You got to time it, because otherwise you're just like butt to saddle, absolutely just getting tenderized. So I finished that situation. A dude rolled by on a horse. I said, "That's my horse now, thank you," and then just kind of like rode over the hill because I was like, maybe I'll go find something. And lo and behold, stumbled upon this military ambush site at these out on the outskirts of this like little agricultural complex. And here is where we're gonna do a little stealth, folks. You guy has some stealth chops. We're gonna see some stealth here.
Ooh, okay, Chris.
I know, Yusuf. I know you like.
Pressure's on, Chris. Pressure's on.
We got some folks wondering about. So we're scouting. We got our little binoculars here. Folks are wondering about turning off health bars and stuff like that. There's a lot of HUD customization that you can do, and I believe that is among.
And you're going for that airdrop over there, that orange smoke.
Yes.
You want some of that.
I want that. Well, because now
to craft your weapon upgrades and all that business.
Yeah, as I was playing, I was sort of getting more of a idea for what upgrades do what. And so now you see the Amigo menu.
Now you're giving the fans what they want.
We do. But look, so a look at Chorizo's abilities. As you use his abilities, you can unlock new ones. You know, feel free to go back and clip this out here, folks, to get a closer look.
Tiny legs. So small.
So we got a couple different Chorizos here.
Look at that.
Oh my God, the bling
outfits. The
bling Chorizo.
Mm-hmm. This is like a real crafty one. I like that.
Oh.
This is like
there you go.
Feliz Navidad.
It's funny. The moment I've told this story before, but the moment the concept of chorizo was done, the next day everyone's wallpaper was chorizo, and it's like just a sea of chorizo monitors as far as the eye could see. It was fantastic.
All right, so we went with bling chorizo, and of course those are just cosmetic things, but they matter, of course. And now Chorizo...
And each of the amigos have their little abilities, right? You're gonna kill them with kindness now? Is that...
Kill them with kindness.
Yeah. Well, Chorizo's making an appearance shortly, but I do also really like this move here, because I'm dragging this body behind me, and I really like... It's a great... and I don't know if it's the first time I've encountered it, but it just like felt like so natural to be like, look, I don't want to hoist this guy on my shoulder right now. I just want to drag him into the shadows. And it was so smooth. I really liked that. And now we see the good boy go to work.
Look at this. Look at this.
How are you not gonna?
Doesn't get better than this.
How are you not gonna try to see what's up? Now, Naveed, did you have any sort of model work for Chorizo? Did anyone on the team have their little wiener dog?
Oh man, I swiped one of them. It's this weird shaped chorizo plastic thing. But the best was on the mocap floor. We created a model chorizo with wheels and like wood.
Oh my God.
It was nowhere. It was actually kind of scary to look at because it had like no eyes but but still, you got the emotion. You got the emotion out of it. I'm waiting for my chorizo plushie. I'm still waiting. I think I send a message probably once a week about that. Like, where's the plushie? Can you just
Now you can send him this clip. Be like, you understand the lengths I'm willing to go to get this plushie.
Yeah, exactly. I was, we didn't have E3 this year, but I was like, maybe there'll be chorizo cannons at E3s. They just fire the plushies into the. Anyway, I had a lot of ideas.
Kiba, I see you in the chat. Best boy was a good clarification there. I called chorizo good boy, but come on. Best boy.
The best boy.
He's looking around. He's trying to mix it up.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So cute.
I love that he's so full of joy, and then he just like watches me totally machete slaughter somebody.
He's
like, yeah,
he's got a bit of a dark side.
Chorizo has seen some shit.
Yeah, Chorizo's seen a lot.
Okie dokie.
You know what? If I have to go, I want the last thing I experience to be the joy in Chorizo's eyes.
Of petting Chorizo.
Just so happy to watch the machete go into your throat. Sushi Kai, I see asking in the Xbox chat, is Anton the only villain? Look, you don't get to be the head of a nation without having some allies. Am I right, Naveed?
Yeah, absolutely. The Anton has sort of his cabinet, so to speak. So there's multiple villains in Far Cry 6, covering different aspects of his sort of regime. And yeah, in the east, it's Admiral Benitez, so she runs the navy and the military in the east. And then you have Mr. McKay, who is the aforementioned import-export. But each sort of region of the game has their sort of deputy to Castillo that you're going to run into.
There you go.
And we got some amazing performances from these folks. So I can't wait for it to drop. Just counting the days.
Oh yeah, not far now. So this is actually two little open world kind of objectives here. It was to complete the ambush, but there's also a Supremo bond. I mean, you know what that's.
You need that gunpowder and you need that Supremo bond. You heard it here. Make sure you hang on to that, because that's how you get the reservoir weapons and the depleted uranium. I don't know if you're gonna manage to get some depleted uranium. But
now, look, folks.
Oh my god.
We know what you came
there
for.
It is. There it is. Look at this.
He's so small.
I think he can drop the mic now and just walk away.
I mean, look, there's more content here, folks, but that was the chorizo, Pat.
Would have been a perfect.
You know, it's funny you say that because we actually the stream will end on a pat. There will be a pat at the very end.
Spoilers.
And then once this stream wraps in a little over 15 minutes, we got bonus gameplay footage coming for you on the Xbox Twitch channel. We'll tell you all about it at the end of the stream here. But first, we got to blow stuff up.
And what you did there is pretty important. Those AA cannons are protecting the skies, so you got to take those out in order to fly around with your choppers and flying cars and whatnot. So
listen, was I shot down with from an AA gun? Yes. So it was. Now we're taking a look at Guapo.
Ooh.
Yes, Guapo.
If you don't know what Guapo
you know how I
means in
knew
Spanish,
Guapo?
folks.
You know how I knew Guapo was the right name?
Talk to me.
Is we had just named Guapo, and we went to do casting, and I stepped out of the hotel, and this car, I'm not kidding, pulled right up to me, and it just said Guapo on the license plate. This was like the day after we named it. And I was like, the stars are aligning here. It's perfect.
Naveed, I gotta ask, because I don't think this is what you meant, but just in case it is, I gotta ask. You just started, were you casting the crocodile?
It's a good question.
Know, we did not have to cast the crocodile. I wish.
Okay,
we did.
okay.
Have you ever held a croc before?
Oh no, oh no.
Did you say held a croc?
Yeah,
like in
I've held one Yeah.
Really?
It's very weird. If you held
like
a baby
like
croc,
a full size? Oh, baby. Oh.
Not full. It was like mid size. You feel everything when you hold, like, it's like this thin layer of skin underneath, and you just all its organs are there.
Oh.
Anyway, this took a turn.
I thought you
very
when
odd
you said
feeling.
that, I was like, you feel everything, like your own mortality, like eons of evolution,
That as well.
like
That as well. You really
Oh, no, Guapo's
rethink
down.
your choices. Look at the
buddy.
jersey.
It's okay, buddy. Wait, Chris, we need to acknowledge this weapon you're using, because you're using
Here we
the
go.
Macarena CD launcher.
yes.
This is the Discos Locos.
Listen, if you got a crocodile around, things are getting loco.
So I was hearing the song play a little bit. Is it when you ADS? Is it when you aim down sights that the song starts playing?
Yeah,
The
I
CD
believe
starts spinning?
It starts spinning. Let's see.
And that's where the haptic feedback comes into play as well, because I think if you just hold it down a little, you can just play the song. So we play a lot with the haptic feedback here. It's great.
That's pretty neat. Now, I put this jersey on. A little shout out to the Bay Area folks there. We got some classic Warriors colors.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
But there's a Guapo move coming up here. It's like a very crocodile move, which that's why I wanted this clip to be included, because it's
Very
so
crocodile.
good. Yeah, it's
A very
like
crocodile move.
quintessential croc as we ride up here into the sun. I
Look
believe
at
this
that
is
sunset.
sunrise.
I still can't get over the idea of casting a crocodile, just going to like a big casting call. I picture all of them sitting in like a waiting room together, just like very nervous, like going over their lines.
I gotta give a shout out to like our art team and our 3D team and our programmers. Like, you're sort of riding by it, but you got rain in this game. You got tropical rain happening.
Oh yeah.
And that was a feat to pull off, and it just looks gorgeous.
And it's like a sun
especially
shower
on
right here.
The Xbox Series X, yeah. Oh, it's great. The game is stunning.
This dog's gonna run off. Now here's our crocodile moment.
Ooh, oh!
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, Guapo.
Oh, the spin, like
sweetheart.
the death spin or whatever. I'm sure there's some
It's
technical.
a croc roll. It's a
biological
classic croc roll.
Croc roll. Death roll says
Why not?
lagging in the
Death
chat.
roll.
Yeah.
Death
I
roll.
mean, it's so gnarly. Now we're just gonna do a little some exploration, a few little vignettes here before we get to a final kind of outpost takedown in a little bit. But if you know me, you know that in addition to high chaos, I'm also really down with the aerial takedowns.
Yes. Oh God.
You don't say.
Oh.
And the
And the knife
inclination
throw.
was just right there to like leap up.
Chris, I'm impressed. You made me happy there. That was impressive.
I knew you'd enjoy that one, Yusuf. Thank you.
What's
So-
super fun is just to listen to the radio and drive around, to be honest. Like, just a ride.
And the music, yeah, there's such a diverse array of music
So
in
good.
here that will pop up as you're playing. I like it also, one of my favorite things is when music is playing in other cars that just drive by, because like that happens a lot on my street. You know, it feels like
Right.
it feels like part of the bigger world, part of your community, just like listening to music as folks.
And our
drive
audio
by.
director, Eduardo Weissman, and his team, including Greg Newby, they spent so much time looking for artists, specifically Latin American artists, that would just feel great and unique to Yara. So yeah, it's a trip, man. Just drive around, enjoy the sunset. And that's I don't know if you're gonna, I think you're sort of doing it here, but that you can holster in Far Cry 6.
Oh yeah.
I can't stress this enough, how different an experience I mean, you're not doing that now.
No.
But if
From
you holster,
downtown.
you can... That's it. That's it. Got some Steph Curry action out. But,
Well,
but if you
then-
holster, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah.
You get
Then
to-
these dudes roll up, so this is like
This
these
is
guys have hunted me down. So of course.
Well,
Got
you've
some
been
incendiary rounds?
causing some damage now, Chris. And
That
Now
horse is on fire.
That horse is on fire.
yeah.
I got
You
this
modified
sniper
those
rifle.
rounds, though. Yeah. Yeah.
This is, so that's a unique weapon. In addition to picking up sort of the highly customizable weapons, you can also pick up unique weapons. So it's got unique cosmetic. If you wind the tape or the clip back once this stream's over, you'll see the different look to it. And it's also got incendiary rounds, as we saw. And I think I got that from doing a Grand Prix race in this area. So if you're looking for it, that might be a place to check out, folks. This is El Este region again. It's in the southeastern part of the map. It'll all make sense to you once you play the game in just over a month. October 7th. It's coming.
You gonna head over to that workbench, Chris? Gonna have some fun over here?
I am, Naveed. I am gonna mess around here. We're actually gonna see, because it's slightly out of order, we're gonna see me customizing the fall, which I used in one of the earlier clips. So, checking out the various sites you can put on and doing a little customization here.
While we were watching this, Chris, Naveed, I want to go back to something that you brought up, but we didn't quite get to address it completely. The holstering your weapon and how much that changes gameplay. What does that do exactly?
Well, it's something that hasn't existed before in Far Cry, where you holster and you can sort of blend in. No one's gonna really. You're just gonna be an average yarn walking around. So it's good for, if you want to go find a treasure hunt, or you want to just take in the sights and drive around and that kind of thing, and walk around and enjoy the sunset, so to speak. But it's also good for ambushes. It's also good for sneaking up onto the military. And yeah, it's one of those things that when we put it in there, you realize how much of a difference it makes. It just makes the world feel a lot more realistic. And those ambushes are satisfying when people holstered up. Yeah.
Well, I really love the holstered effect, because you also get to see more of the environment and stuff like that. Now we're gonna see here. This is, well, obviously a gnarly takedown, but this is another resolver weapon. It shoots EMPs that stun people, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't realize that it was not fully deadly, so I turned around and was like, oh god, they're back up.
You went back to Old Faithful. See?
Yeah, look, I'm trying to stay alive here. But just a note on keeping it holstered, I came across an enemy who, he was just on patrol in a lighthouse or something, and I was able to approach the soldier and bribe him to get a bunch of locations of resources. Whereas if I had had my gun out, we would have had to duke it out. So some strategic advantages in terms of who might be willing to help you out as well.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that you got to keep your eye out for. And remember that that's something you'd find in a revolution. Is there are soldiers out there that they're willing to play both sides a little bit. So it's one of the best ways to get intel of the region and what's going on, whether it's treasure hunts or the Grand Prix races or that kind of thing. See that? There you go. Right tool for the right job, right?
That's it. And that helicopter did not blow up, as you'll see here. No. I mean, I think it might end up blowing up, but
beauty.
Because he threw a grenade at it?
I don't want that helicopter. I don't want it.
I'm not mad that it's gonna blow up, but I think it actually I think it took back off. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I think the truck is what blew up. The pilot was like, and then was able to take back off. So we're gonna have to bring it back down. Yeah, definitely a great way to and so this is how do you get a helicopter
These
down?
Are crucial, though.
You gotta explode it or something, but look,
it's also crucial for tanks, not just choppers. You gotta be a little creative sometimes. You're not gonna be able to take a tank, with your rifle necessarily, but you might be able to do some EMP on it and steal it for yourself.
Oh yeah, stealing it for yourself, I mean, for sure. That's the name of the game.
That's Garia right there.
All right, here we are up at the Roca Pequeña SAT station, another FND base, and we're gonna do a little takedown here. Will it be stealthy? Will it be not? You're gonna find out. Y'all gonna find out.
And that is the El Susuro.
Yes, we were mentioning it earlier. And this is one of those weapons, like the bow, where you look at the body and you can see a large nail sticking out of it.
That's
It's just like morbidly fun, but
true to life.
First, we got to check out some different looks for our.
Oh, look at this!
Ooh.
Look at this!
Our lad Chicharron.
Looking hot, Chicharron.
Partey. Oh my God.
Chicharron with the bling.
It's great. It's great.
So good.
Excited. Who came up with these names? I love it.
Look, you know.
Well, that's a shout out to the team. Yeah.
There's a tradition of Far Cry, like descriptions, text, like little mission descriptions of being, like, y'all get funny with it.
We get that is where the most freedom is because no one's looking on the team what you're doing. So once it's out there, it's out there. It's too late. But the team, they spent so much time and love that I think the fans are gonna lose it a bit. There's tons of Easter eggs, jokes, and just amazing work they've done.
Definitely worth, reading the descriptions, checking out your mission objectives and whatnot, because the writing there is real fun. I'd like you to know that I did not just step on a grenade. Thank you very much.
I was wondering if you were gonna lure the guy over.
We're not that advanced, Naveed. That's why we have you here. Got to give us some pro tips, folks. Here's a pro tip from your friends at Ubisoft News Plays: lure enemies onto tripwires, and they'll blow themselves up.
That's why you get chorizo.
That's it.
Oh man, chorizo just watching and. Oh, absolutely gnarly. I love it. We're not trying to set off alarms. We're not trying to set off alarms here.
Not on this playthrough. I mean, I gotta say it. The one thing I also appreciate about all this stuff is the audio design here, the propaganda. It's all custom. Everything you're hearing is custom. We got a marching band from Latin America to do like the anthem, so it's all unique to Yara. They did an amazing job.
There is if you folks go back and watch the first base takedown, there is some propaganda from Anton describing like what is a rebel, and like talking about how they are like, you know, maybe it's a defect of character or like a failure, like just like absolutely eviscerating who he thinks the rebels are. And it's savage. Like he's.
We did all that propaganda, a lot of that propaganda recording in one day. So there was like a solid 2 hours of me getting indoctrinated by Giancarlo.
Ooh, this is great. I expected rockets.
So that's
there.
the poison. That's the poison that you just launched, and it's gonna make them go a little crazy now, and potentially start shooting each other.
Yep. And so one goes down, and then we bring out the fireworks.
And there we go.
I told you they were coming. I told you they were coming, folks.
It was delayed satisfaction. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah. And like
there it is. Look at this.
It's so good. Yusuf, I know that's your favorite.
Oh gosh.
Health healing animation thus far.
Go get them, Chicharron.
Anga SAC saying this firework cannon is a dream come true. It's so good. And might I recommend this next move, folks? Finishing the base takedown with the firework kill will net you just like the festive.
Yes.
There you go. That's celebration right there.
Wasn't that something that happened in Far Cry 5? Like when you took out an outpost, like I think it would shoot off fireworks. Now you can just do it yourself.
Fireworks. There's a very big 4th of July element to Far Cry 5.
Now, we are winding down this gameplay segment here, folks. We're going to take a nice little plane ride. We will end with another petting of a creature in this world, and then we will send you off to another live stream over on the Xbox Twitch channel with more gameplay from Far Cry 6, an area that we do not explore in this, so it's going to be new stuff for you to check out. That's coming soon. Stick with us.
I love that you keep trying to pet Chicharron, and you just don't get it.
Look, I just want to...
Chicharron's like, I told you once. It's not
That's
happening.
true. That's true. I just want to express my, I don't know, admiration, I guess would be the...
Mutual respect.
Mutual respect.
I do feel there is a certain amount of mutual respect. There's a certain amount of chaos action that that Chicharron sees me engage in, and I believe sees a kindred spirit.
If you say so, Chris. If you say so.
Scissorman in chat says that was a weird-looking dog.
Scissorman, that's true.
You got some aerial flight happening.
You know, we're just trying to check out the scene, just like getting a lot of verdant, tropical vibes here. You know, if you heard Yusuf before, and if you know our streams, you know how this flight's gonna end. And it's not with parking an airplane on a runway.
It's not safely landing the plane.
Yeah, my favorite move is to jump out of the plane and use it as a torpedo. Oh, is that what's... Did I?
Well, not the second part.
Oh,
again,
I didn't.
Again, it's Naveed bringing the next level strats. No, see, that's just gonna go somewhere. I don't know. Sorry or you're welcome to whoever that lands on. Depending.
Sorry or you're welcome.
Sorry or you're welcome. I'm gonna say that next time I greet somebody.
It's been great. Sorry or you're welcome. Now, Naveed, in the closing hours while we have you here, you have been, narrative director on this game for some time now. We're nearing release. What are you feeling? Like, are you excitement? Is it relief? Is it just like, what are you looking forward to for launch in just about over a month here?
It's excitement. I think I might sound a little cheesy, but I think I'm just excited for the team more than anything. We've dreamed and worked and bonded, and we've gone through so much. So much life can happen in 5 years. Like, my beard was black, when I started this game. So I think the team has just... I can't emphasize enough how big and dense this game is, and they've put every piece of themselves into it, and I think I'm just more excited for the team to finally get to see everyone enjoy their hard work, man.
Excellent. And folks, yes, you can pet the dog.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here. So that is going to be the end of our gameplay on the Xbox Series X here during this live stream. But there's more Far Cry 6 gameplay coming your way. And here's what's going to happen. If you're watching this stream on twitch.tv/Xbox, I'm going to stop sending that signal. So your channel is going to go dark for a second, but a new stream is going to start. That's the one that's going to have new gameplay. If you're watching on twitch.tv/Ubisoft, we're going to send you over there. So y'all need to just sit tight. And if you're watching elsewhere, there's more gameplay coming up on Xbox's Twitch channel. You can find your way there. So, first things first, we'll say farewell to Xbox Stream. Thank you for joining us. Come check us out.
Bye,
Ubisoft News Plays. We live stream next on Friday at 10 a.m. on this channel. We'll see you then. Now, for everyone else who's still here, we're going to give Xbox a second, and then we're going to raid you on over to their channel from the Twitch Ubisoft channel. Naveed, next up, we're going to be checking out, I believe, some Isla Sanctuario. Give people a little, what's that place like? What are people in for?
Well, Isla Santuario is a smaller island just off the coast of Yara, and essentially it was the landing spot for Libertad's first attack. So Clara Garcia attempted this attack with Juan Cortez and a small little group of guerrillas, but they were outed, so they just got completely decimated. And now Castillo has formed a blockade around the island, and unfortunately that is where Danny is you are thrown into after confronting Castillo. So you got to meet Clara and you got to help some Libertad folks.
And that's where we are going to be throwing you on this raid from the Ubisoft channel. If you're not raiding with us on the Ubisoft channel, go to twitch.tv/Xbox now to check out the live stream or the VOD once it's all complete. Naveed, thank you so much. Yusuf, thank you so much. Folks, Far Cry 6 coming on October 7th. Be sure to check it out. Catch you later.
Take care, y'all.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone.